help, to inspire us, to encourage us in staying with the space, the community that's gathered here. All right. So what we're going to start off with today is just a little bit of a community sharing. So we can go one by one. And some people are more new here. Some people are experienced. They've been around for a while. But we're just going to go one by one and introduce ourselves a bit. This isn't the time to pitch your novel, but it is certainly a time to, kind of share about your experience in your life and maybe why you're here and what your experience with meditation is, maybe your name, maybe your age, that kind of stuff. And let's begin with that. Okay. So I'll go first. Hello, everyone, and thank you all for being here. I am Bhante Warapanyo. I am an American Buddhist monk, currently living in LA. I was born in America, and I became a monk when I was 25 because I found that I wasn't satisfied with the material life. And I became a Buddhist and a meditator when I was 21, because I found that I didn't know how to exist skillfully in the world. I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't really know how to take care of other people. So because of that, I sought out Buddhism and meditation to fix that problem, to take care of my suffering. And I am the main facilitator and the person who runs the group meditations here. And Morph, if you like to smoke, please turn off your camera if you want to smoke. Just like if we are, yeah, it's just like if we're in the meditation hall, it's okay if you want to smoke, but step outside to do it. So yeah, and I am the main person facilitating the community here, and I get a lot of benefit and support from my meditation practice and the community here and my life as a monk. So that's me. Maybe Kat would like to go next. At least on my screen, Kat's next in line.
Um, I find that Buddhism is a right way um, to navigate life, and it is a useful tool for me. Um, I'm very glad that I get to share this space with you guys. I've been around the server for a few months now. It's good to see a lot of new faces. Um, I'm very excited. Hopefully we'll be seeing you again very soon if this is your first time. Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you all.
Okay, thank you, Kat. Chash, you'd like to go?
Hello, everyone. I'm Chesh. I have been a Buddhist and a meditator for 20 years, and I used to be much more active in this community, but life got busy. But my practice continues, and it's nice to pop in every once in a while and see new faces and see old ones. I hope you're all doing well. Just knowing this community is there helps me with my practice, staying regular and sincere, and knowing that the rest of you are also out there practicing. So thank you.
Okay, how about James? You like to introduce yourself?
Uh, Hi, my name is James. This is the first session I've attended. I'm 37. I just kind of recently started trying to get into Buddhism more and meditation. So just kind of learning the ropes, but it's very nice to meet you all.
Welcome, James. Okay, Johnny.
Hi everyone. My name's Johnny, from London, and I've been practicing for about 3 to 5 years on and off. But it's nice to be around people in this community because it sort of holds me accountable in dealing with internal suffering in other ways as a community. So yeah, I really appreciate everyone here and the Discord. So thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, so how about Kathleen?
Hi, I'm Kathleen. Seems like these things make me really nervous. So, I won't tell you my age, but my children are older than all of you. I actually sort of fell upon this just in March through a talk that Bante had on Discord. No, not Discord. What's the other one?
Reddit.
Reddit, that's right. And from there, I actually came to this group. This is all very new to me, but a lot of it really resonates. So I still am learning a lot and really appreciate all of your wisdom and your willingness to share, and just the company that you can get and support that you can get from the group, even though we're all over the world. And I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you too, Bante, for your wisdom. So yeah, that's me. That's all I have to say. But thank you, Kathleen, bowing out.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So maybe Cora, you like to share?
Hi, I'm Serena. I am 29. I am still fairly new to meditation, honestly. I took a theology course, and my professor had us do a meditation session every time we had class, but I'm still trying to get used to it. It's I need to figure out what my purpose in life is, and yeah.
Okay. Is it Serena with an S? S-E-R... S-E-R-E-N-A? Is that right?
Like the Williams one.
Okay. I changed your nickname to that.
Oh, thank you.
So who is next here? Thank you for sharing. Let's go to Star. Star and Steph, both of your cameras are not showing up. Just FYI. So you might want to turn them off and turn them back on. But Steph, if you're ready to share, you can go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, okay, Steph, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Steph. I'm 33 years old, and I started meditating about 3 years ago, off and on. I struggle a lot with anxiety, so it's really helped me live more in the moment and detach from my thoughts. And, I just want to thank you guys for being such an awesome community, and I'm really enjoying my time here, so thank you.
Okay, Star, maybe you want to say hello?
Hi,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Say a little bit about yourself.
I have a stroke, so that's why I have meaning to help everyone. So be patient for me and bless the trees and the goddess.
Hmm.
Sorry, that's my cat. But I'm getting there.
Okay. Thank you. It's Stephanie, right?
Yes.
Okay, Stephanie. Thank you. Always nice to see you here. All right. How about Brigid or Bridget? Bridget.
Hello, it's Bridget.
Hmm.
Hi, my name is Bridget. I'm 21, and it's actually very late here on the East Coast, so I'm keeping my lights off and my camera off for this session. But I discovered this community through Reddit today, and I'm very glad that I did because my friend actually coincidentally took me to a Buddhist meditation yesterday, and I kind of took that as a sign that I think I need to incorporate more meditation into my practice. I learned about meditation through therapy many years ago, but I've kind of fallen off about it. But I think that this would be a good time to kind of fill a bit of a spiritual need that I have right now. And thank you for hosting this community and allowing us the space to be here. I'm very thankful to be with all of you today.
Yeah. All right. Maybe Morph, you're ready to say hello and share a little bit.
Hello, my name is Morph. It's kind of my spiritual name. My name with friends is Rob or Robert. And well, I don't really know what to tell about myself because I don't think it really matters too much what I tell you about myself. I think that defines it pretty well. I think I mainly want to observe here and watch other people on their spiritual journey. And I think everyone has their own speed and everyone reaches enlightenment eventually.
Okay. Thank you, Morph. Appreciate that. All right, Riley.
Hello, everybody. My name's Riley. I grew up in the Midwest in the United States and soon moving to Nashville. I found out today, so excited for that. I've been part of the community since January. I started meditating very, very infrequently a couple years ago, and I've been trying to incorporate it more into my, daily or at least weekly routine. Sometimes doing better than others. Sometimes I make it daily, and then sometimes I go a week without doing it. So not consistent, but effortful. And I just really enjoy having this community. Sort of a wholesome space to talk about it and experience it with other people.
Okay, thank you. All right, Anna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Ana Sofia. I'm from Mexico, and I try to be here every time I can, every time I'm able to. I consider this group to be a great opportunity, and it has helped me a lot to be consistent with my practice and also to connect with other people, which is really difficult for me. So thank you, everyone. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, thank you, Sophia. All right, how about August?
Hello, my name is August. I'm 15 years old, and I've just recently discovered meditation, and I want to strengthen my practice and just gain better knowledge on how to do it and incorporate it into my daily life.
Okay. Welcome, August. Glad that you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Gorchel or Gorshel. How do you say that?
Gorshel. My name is Dan, but that's just my title for this. I'm 22. I actually I've been practicing meditation in its different forms, like concentration for like 5 years now. And I wanted to experience a different form of it through Buddhist meditation, and I like the community and structure of the Sangha and so on. So I joined this. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Chilcia, would you like to introduce yourself? Chilcia May?
Hello.
Yeah.
Um, Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'm 21 years old. I just joined in this Discord, I think a month ago, because I have a goal that I would be more consistent in meditation, and I accomplished something like that. I joined events for a week, then fall out again, and I here. I just joined, so I will. Yeah, I'm sorry about. I'm a bit nervous.
Okay, you've done a great job. Glad that you're here. Welcome, Chilcia.
Thank you.
How about Robert?
Hi everyone, I'm Robert. I may be older than Kathleen's children. I'm 50, so probably one of the older members of the server. I've only been practicing meditation for a couple of years. I remember being in my 20s, I wanted nothing more than a high-paying job on Wall Street. I got something similar than I wanted. My wallet was fat, my soul was empty. I quit and went from grand salary to nothing and said, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? But I found a job teaching, which I find far more fulfilling. My wallet is less full, but the rewards are far greater, and I've enjoyed it ever since. I just started my journey towards being here, stumbling on a book by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, which has some meditative and presence elements to it. And then I stumbled on to Reddit and found Bhante, and I said, what is this? There's a monk on Reddit? This is really strange. So I'll stay for a minute. Well, an hour later, and I said, this is fascinating. I think I'm going to join this Discord channel. And it's great to be here now. Meditating alone is challenging, but meditating in the community is enriching. And I find this place so rewarding because it's one of the very few supportive and judgment-free zones that you can have online. Warmth and kindness pervades this Discord channel. It's free of irony and sarcasm and so many other things you find online. And that's really enriching. And so I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Happy to have you here. So maybe Dristan?
Hi everyone, my name is Dristan. I'm 26 years old. I used to practice meditation pretty regularly, but I got kind of busy and fell away. And now I'm trying to restart the habit of meditation.
Great. Thank you. Okay, Jen? Jen Guinevere? Vere?
Hi, it's Jen Guinevere.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Jen. Guinevere was a nickname I got in college. And this is my first time here. I'm not gonna tell you my age, but I think I'm probably the oldest. This I'm just in awe of the group so far and the love and just energy. I've been meditating for many years, uh, different ways, different guided meditations, just binaural beats, and just all over anything I could try. I've tried, but a friend turned to this Discord channel, and I joined a little while back. This was the first chance I've had to join one of these meditation sessions, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be with an amazing group. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jen. And I think who we have left is Samantha and Kang.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm trans, so I apologize if my voice still needs a little bit of work, but I'm working on it. I'm 40 and I've worked as a scientist, and I'm kind of at a transition point in my life in more ways than one. I'm kind of deciding what to do with the rest of my life from this point, and I'm rethinking a lot of things. And I came to Buddhism following sort of an epiphany, which I guess I'd summarize as the impermanence of knowledge, recognizing the impermanence of knowledge, but it's sort of a deep topic. And from that, I could see value in learning how to meditate. And I've only just been learning how to do that for the past couple of months, so I'm really very new at it. And this group has been absolutely instrumental in that. So thank you very much for providing the space, and to everyone who's hosted all the sessions. They've been wonderful.
Glad to have you here, Samantha. Okay, Kang, you'd like to speak?
Hello, I'm Kang. I'm 17. I came here to experience more from meditation and learn more from Buddhism and other religions. Find myself within throughout this journey. So yeah,
Great. Thank you, Kang. And Blue 92, we've just been going around introducing ourselves, so maybe you can introduce yourself now. Or Braden. You want to introduce yourself, Braden? Okay. Don't worry about that. So next time you can introduce yourself.
I'm here actually.
Okay,
Sorry.
Blue, go ahead.
I go by B. I'm 29. I'm a Reiki master. I've just come here to learn more about Buddhism and get some meditation in. I've been meditating for about probably about 9 years now, and it's benefited me in so many ways I can't explain. So I'm very appreciative for the resource of this server and all the people in it.
Okay. Thank you, Blue. And so Braden, are you there? Some noises coming through your mic. So maybe finally, Wicked. Wicked, do you want to introduce yourself? We've all introduced ourselves here.
Hi, I just dropped in really quickly. Yeah, just interested to see what's going on.
Okay. Welcome. So, as we've all seen in some cases, and certainly heard in others, we are a gathering of seemingly real people, seemingly sincere, well-minded people with a wish to practice meditation, with a wish to deepen our understanding of the body and mind. We can say the body and mind of reality. So meditation takes a lot of sincerity. It takes a lot of willingness. And more so than it is about a particular intense experience or getting a particular idea or a particular methodology in your mind, it's more about a consistency in a willingness to show up. In the same way that how do you keep your job? Even just to keep it, let alone to get development in it. But the biggest thing is to show up. And it's the same with meditation practice. To have success or to develop in meditation practice, it's not so important to have this one special method or this one special experience, but it's important to show up, to try again and again and again, to kind of find out, to explore what's this meditation about. So that is what we are here to do now. So on one hand, for support in meditation, we have well-known advisors or very skillful teachers in the world that have a very high standard of experience and wisdom. And so by listening to those teachers, connecting with those teachings, we are opening ourselves up to deepen our own mind and to practice meditation. On the other hand, we have events like this where there is a community gathering and there's, we can say, an offering of guidance to meditate. So in that way, for that situation, we just have to show up, we just have to be sincere, we just have to not completely give up and just listen and be here and continuously not run away. And then finally, we have what we can call our independent meditation practice. The way of gathering the mind, collecting the mind in any given moment in our daily life. And that can also be in a particular moment when you sit down and you try to focus on meditation. So all of these different aspects aren't so separate, but these are the, what I would say for a beginner, these are the main entry points to really developing your meditation practice. So listening to talks from good teachers, very skillful teachers, and I'm not going to put myself in that category, but this is an access point to find out about those kinds of teachers. So you simply have to write a message, to make a request, what about these teachers? Who are they? And you can find that in the channel. We have the links to those. Secondly, these kind of guided meditations or community practices, and you can show up online in this group, you can show up online in a in-person group and follow along, and that's going to be very helpful. And then finally, that kind of personal understanding, independent understanding of what it means to meditate, what it means to collect or gather the mind independently of any conditions or any situation. And these all support us to continue on the path. So today we will be focusing on this community gathering. We'll have some guided meditation. And in that guided meditation, I will try to emphasize and clarify what the independent meditation practice is as well. So in this guided meditation, I will be trying to share the methodology, the tools, the ways and means of practicing meditation on your own. And what we really need to understand is that meditation is making an intentional choice moment by moment to rely on simplicity, to rely on awareness of the breath, awareness of physical sensations in the body. So it's a very different mode of operating than what we are usually doing in our lives. So we should expect that we feel odd, or, well, I'm not getting something out of this, or we feel kind of immediately discouraged because we don't smell McDonald's when we start to meditate. Well, that's not what we're here to do, right? We're here to come back, to simplify, to let go. So the first step in any meditation practice is you have to have that intention to meditate. And certainly everyone here has some degree of an intention to meditate right now. And so with that intention, you then need to put the body down. So meditation in motion is a more advanced activity. It's good that we can have a meditative mindset when we are moving around, but when we want to practice meditation, especially at the beginning, we need to put the body down. So what that means is that we find a comfortable and stable position in which to practice. We find a comfortable and stable position for our body. It's not complicated. You can go and sit on the couch, or you can lay down, or you can be sitting on the ground in the shower. But you find this comfortable and stable position to be somewhat still. And especially that you're not putting forth so much effort to hold yourself up. Not putting so much effort to balance yourself, but rather you are finding a balanced position at this moment. And we also want to sit upright. Meditation is a kind of dignified activity. So our shoulders are back, our chest is open, our spine is straight, our head's up. It's an activity that we can feel the opposite of shame about. Not pride, I wouldn't want to call it pride, but there are many things that we do that we wouldn't want to do in a public place, right? Many activities, things that we get involved with. Meditation is something that it's great to do in a public place. It's good to feel good about doing meditation, about practicing. So we sit in a comfortable and stable way with our shoulders back and our chest open. Our legs folded can be nice, but our legs don't need to be folded. We can even be sitting in a computer chair or something. So we find that comfortable, still, stable position. And if we feel comfortable, we can close our eyes to begin, but we don't need to close our eyes to meditate, but it can be very suitable, very helpful if it's easy to do it. And once the body is put down, whether it's laying down or sitting in the shower, sitting in the bathtub if we're lucky, we start to notice, we start to really become aware of the body. And one of the best ways to begin becoming aware of the body is following the path of the breath. So the breath is entering in through our nose. It's going down our nostrils, down our throat, our neck, into the chest and the lungs, all the way down into the belly. We can feel the breath coming in. So as you breathe in with your attention, with your sincerity, breathing in deeply, especially at the beginning, really follow your awareness, your attention as it comes into the body. So you really begin to notice, become aware of the sense, the quality, the experience of having a body at this moment. Feeling the breath come in deeply and go out. Breathing in deeply, the breath flowing out. Following the path of the breath, becoming more and more aware of the experience of having a body, the experience of this present moment. And this experience of the body, which doesn't need to be in a particular way, that is supported by following the breath as it flows in and flows out, is really simple. It's really direct. It's really clear to feel the breath, to become aware of the body at this present moment. It's not based in an ideology. It's not based in a story. It's not based in thoughts. But it is this present moment lived experience. So when we practice meditation, it is this exercise of not relying on complicatedness, not relying on past or future, not relying on our preferences, not relying on our likes or dislikes, but rather, we say, relying on the meditation method. So what is the meditation method? The meditation method is to find a position in which to put your body down. Sit still, lay down, whatever it is. Close your eyes. And begin at this moment to feel the effect of the breath on the body. That is to feel the breath as it flows in and flows out. It doesn't matter how we're breathing. We don't need to control the breathing. We don't need to not control the breathing. None of that is so important. But it's just that we are giving our attention, our sincerity to this experience of just breathing. And especially this feeling of the effect that the breath has on the body. We simply allow the breath to happen. in our meditation, as our relaxation deepens, so too should our awareness, our brightness, our presence, our willingness to face, to be with, to step towards what is happening right now. To really be curious and present-minded. What's important in meditation is to rely on the meditation method. To rely on the breath flowing in and flowing out. So as our relaxation deepens, so too does our presence, our wholeheartedness, our interest, our curiosity. So we don't fall into this kind of dull state. Even if we're very sleepy at certain points or very relaxed at certain points, we need to bring a sense of real interest in that moment-by-moment experience. Really looking closely. But in meditation, we aren't always going to be relaxed. It's not always going to be pleasant. So in this case, which is the case, the meditation method is our tool for refreshing and restarting. That is that we sit down, we want to meditate, we want to have this meditation experience. We start to focus on our meditation method, and it doesn't work, or we feel distracted, we feel uncomfortable, we feel confused, there's so many thoughts, there's so many worries. At that moment that we become aware of that so much, distraction, confusion, difficulty, the meditation method, really being aware of the breath and connecting fully with the feeling, the direct experience of breathing right now, that is very essential and real and important. It is just like this tool for refreshing and restarting, beginning again. That thought is not so important. If you feel uncomfortable, that's okay. If you feel worried about something, not such a big deal. What's a big deal, what is important is to show up, to face whatever is happening without being tangled up in it. To be with whatever is happening without trying to change, fix, or solve it. That is to refresh, to restart, to begin again at this moment. Focusing on the breath, following the breath as it flows in and flows out. Feeling everything that there is to feel at this moment. As the self, as the thinking mind, as the story mind starts to come up, starts to get involved, we practice, we experience to not take it so seriously, to not rely on our complicated mind, our preferences, our beliefs, our ideas. We are aware of it, we experience it, but we intentionally don't rely on it. We rely on just sitting here, just breathing, just being aware. Don't force anything. Don't make a fight out of anything. It's simply to allow yourself, regardless of what you are experiencing, regardless of what's happening, allow yourself to just breathe. To just feel the breath as it flows in and flows out. If World War III is upon us, don't worry about that. If you have some idea or story or thoughts in your mind, don't worry about that. That means don't try to get rid of it. Don't try to change it. Don't try to debate with it. Just allow yourself in the face of that, aware of whatever it is. Allow yourself to just breathe. To just sit. To just be aware. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. You can try to repeat these words just like me and add a little extra depth to your breath. So breathe deeply and repeat. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Don't take the thoughts, preferences, judgments so seriously. Don't take the thoughts and the stories so seriously. We're doing that all the time. It's exhausting. It's maddening. So when we practice meditation, even though those thoughts and stories may arise, we may experience them from the past, the future, whatever it is, might come up. Meditation is this precious time where we don't rely on those stories. We don't rely on words and phrases. We rely on just sitting, just breathing, just being aware. So at this time, you can open your eyes if they are closed. And it's nice after meditation if you can massage your face and your head. Just take a few moments for self-massage and stretching. Post-meditation is a very good time for gentle massage and stretching, so don't cheat yourself out. Don't rush it. Really stretch out. Okay, so to reiterate what we went over today, in your path of becoming a meditator, of getting more involved in a meditation practice, there's three main tools. One is going to be listening to talks. You can do it when you're walking around or when you're cleaning up your room or what have you, but listening to talks from well-known advisors. People like Ajahn Brahm, Thich Nhat Hanh, Sharon Salzberg. There are some options that are here in the server, and you can just make a request if you need something. But listening to these talks is going to be very supportive in developing your wisdom, your understanding, and also your inspiration to practice. When we spend our whole lives living around people who are unskillful and have a lot of suffering, basically we feel that all people are unskillful and have a lot of suffering. And we feel that what am I able to do? Well, I'm able to be very unskillful and have a lot of suffering, but maybe eventually I can eat McDonald's when I'm hungry or whatever. But when we listen to these talks from really skillful, wise people, it doesn't need to be a Buddhist, but that's what I recommend. That's what I find to be secular, easy to be secular, but also have a lot of depth. We see that there's a whole different realm of human experience that is founded on peace, wisdom, compassion, gentleness, forgiveness, friendliness, period. No debate. You want to debate? Well, you're going to have to. There's no you're going to have to. It's over. It's done. You can't debate with these people. Okay? They're really kind, and we see when we listen to those kind of talks, we see that that kind of wisdom is something that we can develop as well. that kind of loving kindness, that peace, that compassion is something that we can develop as well. So listen to those talks. Secondly, we have these kind of gatherings of well-minded practitioners. Ideally, some people who are more experienced to support, and then whoever else, everybody who's there, we can appreciate, because there's a sincerity in showing up. So there's a shared energy. This really empowers us. This really supports us to practice, and there's usually an aspect of guidance to that. So even if you just listen to a guided meditation, that is also, maybe it's first and second together, I'm not sure, but you can listen to a guided meditation. That also is like you're practicing with a community, you're practicing with someone. Okay, but especially going to a meditation center or joining for our events, you're really with a group of people. There's a lot of energy and there's guidance. All you need to do is not give up completely. Give up halfway, go from the computer to getting into the bathtub with your headphones on and your smartphone and listening to the guided meditation and staying in that frame of mind, or going from sitting to just laying down on the floor, or going from, you've got too much energy, now you're going for a walk and you're listening and you're still here with us. You're staying in that meditative space, and that's going to empower you. That's going to be very supportive. Finally is your personal independent meditation practice. And it's really easy to understand it as mindfulness. So to be aware of what's happening right now by following the path of your breath, being aware of your body. And so there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of complicated things going on, and we use that as like the springboard or the reminder to come back to the present, to come back to being aware of our body, being aware of our breath, and really connecting, grounding at any given moment. If you are really a beginner, never make meditation a fight. Don't try to force yourself to sit for 15, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's not about intensity. It's not about a special experience. It's not about scoring a meditation touchdown. That's no good. That's not going to help you, really. It's about consistently showing up to being aware of what's happening right now. And training that skill, practicing that skill, so that the ability gets stronger to come back to the present moment, to come back to just breathing, just being aware. So you can try to find different times of the day when your mind kind of feels meditative, and just find a comfortable position really quickly. Don't rush, but find a comfortable position and just be still for a little bit and just breathe and be aware and tune in and show up to what's happening and just be there with it as you can. And a good rule of thumb is just be there with it as you can, and kind of there should be a sense of enjoyment and peace that you feel. If you try to force it and then you feel uncomfortable or you feel friction immediately, you don't need to try and fight for meditation. You just continue doing what you're doing with that reminder to be fresh, to be in the moment from you trying to meditate. But a good rule of thumb for personal periods of meditation is do it when you already feel in the meditation kind of vibe. Sit down, relax, focus on your breath, being aware of your body. And then when you start to notice that friction coming in, like you start to feel uncomfortable or you start to feel a little bit difficult, you don't want to continue, just for a little bit, be with that, kind of feel that feeling of uncomfortableness, of difficulty. And then, you can finish your meditation session. So at this time, we have the opportunity to ask questions. Does anyone have a question that they'd like to ask? You can write a comment or you can use your voice to ask a question. Up to you.
So, I think I asked this question once before, and I asked how I can do better concentrate in as the meditation, and you had answered that it was to detach myself, to be detached. And I find that even when I am detached, my mind is still very scatter-minded. Do you know how, other than like sheer persistence, do you know a way? Have you found a way to go beyond that?
Yeah, so you should prioritize generosity in your life. You should prioritize virtue. You should prioritize following the precepts. Okay? Don't kill, don't steal. Be very careful about your sexual activity. Be very careful about speaking harshly or speaking roughly. Usually in Buddhism, the system of instruction starts with sila or morality, virtue, which means the precepts. So for anyone who wants to make progress in going from a complicated mind to a simple mind, which is a lifelong process, this is heavy stuff. Because it's easy for us to access the food that we like, and it's easy for us to access the media that we like, and the music that we like, and the movies that we like at a click of a button. We can flip a switch and the light's on, we can flip a switch and the water's hot. We think that basically everything is going to be easy to access, easy to get, and almost that we have a right to get it if we put forth effort to experience it. But the fact of the matter is that our minds are not simple. They're very complicated. They're very scattered. And the practice is not to get rid of that. The practice is to be with that, to face that, to accept the state of your mind as it is, not to try and change it. Trying to change the state of your mind is why McDonald's is so successful. It's not why meditation is so successful, because you want to change the state of your mind. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, so prioritize in your practice virtue. Be more careful with your overall general way of living. Okay? So you can focus on in your life on following the precepts. The 5 precepts of Buddhism. And so I will link an article in the Discord voice text area, and I encourage everyone to read this article. It's very important that we begin to practice a sense of prioritization of ethics, of virtue, of goodness, especially generosity in our lives. It's really important that we emphasize this if we want to make progress in our meditation. Okay? Anyone else have a question?
Hi, I just wanted to ask, my current state of being is just in total turmoil. How do I find my purpose, you know?
So this is the issue that a lot of us run into, is that we think to solve the problems of this big tangled knot that we find ourselves in, that we need to find a new knot. or we need to become more tangled. We need to focus on ourselves more and more. We need to wrap ourselves up in this ball of tension and confusion and complicatedness and try to rip it all apart and fix it. But this is not how the knot of our attachment and our suffering is going to untangle. How it's going to untangle is by detaching from this idea that you need to be more and more involved in yourself, in the idea about yourself and the idea about your life. Instead, you just start to offer. You just start to share what you have right now, whatever it is, your body and mind, for the benefit and advancement of yourself and for others in wisdom and merit. Merit is the good effects from doing good deeds. So we need to connect. We need to listen to wisdom teachers. You need to know that you are not alone and that there are good role models and there are wonderful people in the world that, with the power of the internet, you can connect with very easily. And you might be connecting with them in the midst of a breakdown or in the midst of being very upset. You know, this isn't unique to you. This isn't personal to you, actually. A lot of us go through that kind of intense state, that intense experience of turmoil and being wrapped up in a knot and a tangle. But you can know that it's temporary, for sure. So the meaning and the purpose of your life is exactly, for sure, at least the best one for all of us, is to offer our body and mind for the benefit, for the development, for the advancement of ourselves and others in wisdom and merit, in a deeper understanding, in a more contemplative, skillful understanding of how to take care of ourselves in the world, developing wisdom, and the good effects from doing good deeds. So we don't need to figure out our life. We don't need to solve the puzzle of ourself. You know, you'll never solve that puzzle. You can go down to Manhattan and spend $10,000 an hour to sit in front of the hottest psychiatrist in the, you know, for whoever, for celebrities and everybody, and you're going to be there for the rest of your life solving this puzzle. So instead, focus on doing good, sharing, giving up, letting go, offering what you already have, which is a lot, for the benefit and advancement of all beings. So do good deeds, be generous, share, and use that nervous energy not to figure yourself out, but to be generous, to help, to share, to give up, to let go. More and more.
Just a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I try to do good deeds and I try to do things that are good for others, but I seldom do, like, I find that I do a lot of negative talk to myself, you know.
That's the one.
So
That's the stuff,
you know,
right? So we need to get some other people in there. Okay? We need to we need to get some other people in there. That's very important, and there's a lot of good people here. You know, just in this VC, there's a lot of good people who I'm sure would be happy to talk with you and connect with you moving forward. So that's good. That's helpful, for sure. But also, you've got to learn how to kind of, when you notice that mindset starts to come in, come around from the back of your own mind, put your hand on this shoulder of this person who's talking to you like that and say, hey, wait a minute. I don't know what we got confused about here. I don't know who you are, but you know, this isn't what I'm interested in. This isn't what we do here. You know, we tend to be very willing to give a lot of creative energy and kind of independence to this negative side of ourselves, but then when it comes to a positive side of ourselves, we're very frail and kind of like, well, it needs to be this very particular way, otherwise it's not legitimate. But when we're being negative and harsh with ourselves, oh yeah, you're right, yeah, go ahead, you know, whatever. We just give so many liberties to that negativity. So you've got to not give those negativity so many liberties, and start to practice using the mind for metta, for loving friendliness towards yourself. Okay, and
Thank you.
so I'm going to send you some links to talks in the vein of metta, and it's consistency. That's what it is. It's just like a relationship. It's just like a community. It's not that you have this one experience, or you say, where are you? Call me right now. That's not it. It's continuously showing up. And then that relationship develops naturally according to our willingness to get involved. Okay? So we need to be willing to show up again and again and again to metta, to loving kindness, to being in a community. And naturally we make connections, and then, we develop more friendships, and we can take care of each other more and more. I don't have my book with me. I don't have any book with me right now, but there's a quote that I read at the end of our last session, and it said something along the lines of, to be free from sickness is the greatest blessing. So we've got a relatively healthy body and mind. Man, geez Louise, that's rare. That's really uncommon, okay? It's an amazing blessing. It's an amazing treasure. We've got to use it. We've got to get involved with it. And good friends, skillful friends, a community like this, these are the best of relatives. That's it. This is our family here. Skillful friends, skillful relationships. These are the best relatives, the closest relatives that we have. But if you isolate yourself, if you don't have a community, and if you already have this kind of habit of not taking care of yourself well, not personal to you, but it's just causing conditions we find ourselves in a particular situation, then it is going to be tough, and we aren't going to weed out those weeds and plant those seeds of goodness. So I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that this community can support you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I tell you, it really is a blessing for having a healthy mind and a healthy body. And anyone who's had a bad tummy ache can attest to having a healthy body. When you feel a really strong tummy ache, it's unbelievable. And there's all kinds of sickness that we can have, but even just a tummy ache can sometimes be so intense and painful. You can't even watch YouTube, for goodness sakes. You can't even watch TikTok. Your stomach hurts so much. It's like they've got to find a solution for that. But, there's all kinds of sickness that's even more intensive than that. So that's for the body, and also for the mind. Anybody here who has dealt with mental health issues, strong mental sufferings, anxieties, fears, paranoia, strong negative thinking, whatever it might be, to have a healthy a mind that's free from sickness at this moment, not perfect, not totally enlightened, but free from sickness, it is such a blessing. It is such a treasure. So really to be grateful for what we have right now. Even if we're sick, we can be grateful for being sick, because we know what sickness is. That means we know what health is. So I will share you some links about the loving kindness, the metta, and you can watch them when you get a chance, all right? Thank you, Serena.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Anyone else? Okay, Bree, question from Bree over on YouTube. Bree says, I don't quite know how to phrase this. Recently, some people close to me told me I was too prudish. and that sex should be free and openly talked about? How do you harmonize your own worldview to refrain from sexual misconduct with being accepting or supporting of others who indulge it? I think that, if we want to talk about sexuality with someone, then we want to talk about sexuality with someone. If we are not interested in that, then any kind of pushing or kind of trying to convince you to talk about it or act in a different way is inappropriate and not really something that I would recommend to indulge in, to support. It's really important that we set clear boundaries with other people. We don't know about them. We don't have the same experience as them. So to set a clear boundary and say, well, that's not what I'm interested in right now, or just to walk away, is really important. As a celibate monk, maybe I'm not the most ideal person to talk about it, but we set clear boundaries, and sometimes people aren't going to act the same way towards us when we set boundaries. So we have to know that, and also be understanding of other people's immaturity, and try to be compassionate to them, especially if you're in some kind of relationship with them. They might not be on the same level of maturity or understanding that you are. So try to be compassionate with them and understanding, but also, set boundaries and try to help them understand those boundaries as much as you can. Okay.
I have a question, Bhante.
Yeah.
Often I find myself seeking affirmation and validation from others, and I was wondering if you had anything to say about providing that for yourself, or any advice on that.
Don't affirm or deny. Just try to do a good job. And if you are really trying to do a good job, then you are going to know that you're trying to do a good job. And that's enough. With affirmations, like getting an affirmation or getting like a authorization, getting an affirmation or getting like someone's endorsement, or someone say, okay, you're at this stage or you're at this level, you're really doing a good job. It's something that it's like we want to get to a point and stop for whatever reason. We want to meet something and stop. Don't worry about that. Just try to continue and continue and continue. Don't look for the affirmation. Don't look for the, okay, you have reached this, you have experienced this. That's not it. Just continue. And continue in that way of goodness and sincerity. And then you're going to know that that's the way that you're going towards. And that's more than enough affirmation. And there's also going to be difficulties. You sit in the highest seat. Well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall off. You make more and more progress. Well, you're going to know more and more what failure is like. Right? So just continue. And the kind of the feeling that we have that we really want to do good and we are really trying to do good, I think that's enough for affirmation. And then also children. Get affirmations from children, be sweet to them, kind to them, playful with them. That's all the affirmation you need, That's enough. If they are willing to indulge you and to be, give you a smile. That's enough affirmation, and just continue. Don't get stuck on that either, but just continue more and more. Okay.
I used to work daycare, and I can attest that, yeah, children affirmation is great. Thank you, Bante. Much appreciated.
Can I ask you a question, Bante?
Yes.
Have you ever had to meditate through a lot of physical discomfort? For example, like a serious illness or something. And if so, do you have any tips? I'm going through kind of a chronic illness flare right now, and my motivation to meditate is very low. I hate meditating when I feel like this physically bad, and however, I do see like potential value in it, that it could be like a beneficial and insightful thing to do, and I don't want to miss out on my meditation practice just because I'm feeling bad, because I feel bad a lot because I'm chronically ill. Um, any advice to help me get my motivation up or like meditate through these kinds of feelings?
Yeah. So the best answer that I know about, and I don't have a lot of experience with this, but the best answer that I know about is meditate, endure, face, be with, like really meditate through illness. From what I've heard, from what I've been told, sickness and illness is an ideal time to meditate. But a lot of that is going to be facing difficulty, being with difficulty, right? For sure. If you can't do that, I recommend that you poison the poison. So even though you feel in pain and miserable and uncomfortable, listen to Dharma talks, or, listen to something that is bringing you into that meditative state, or at least impacting your mind when you're going through that really strong difficulty to be mindful, to be aware, to know about your deeper intentions about this whole situation, to wake up. And from my experience, a lot of the deeper states of meditation that I found myself in have come quickly after just staying with a difficulty or an unsatisfactoriness, an unpleasantness. And you can also do it in bits and pieces. So take 5 minutes to endure. You can even do like deep breathing and focusing on your body, and do it for 5 minutes or a minute, or as long as you can endure, and then take a break, rest, relax, whatever, and then you can come back to it. So this place of sickness can be a place of training. It's like even to intensify your training. This is a very inconvenient answer, because when you're sick, you don't want to do anything. You want to.
Yeah,
You just want to distract yourself from it, right?
totally. Absolutely. And like my the impulse is very strong to just like distract myself all day long until I feel better, and then I'll meditate. But I do have a strong intuition that I'm like, I have a really great opportunity here if I can find a way to seize it. So, but that's a really good tip to like do it in little chunks like that. That's kind of like what I do when I have a big task I need to do that I'm procrastinating and I don't want to do it. I just like just do like 5 minutes and then take a break, and then 5 minutes and then take a break. And I keep going. And then eventually I don't need to take breaks anymore because I get into a flow. But I never even thought of doing that with meditation. Well, that's a really good idea. And I'm going to try that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your practice.
You.
Okay, so today we will wrap up. We will finish with this word sadhu. So sadhu is a kind of Buddhist word. I'm not a very religious person, so I'm not so focused on rites and rituals, but there are certain things, that we can use to come together as a community and to express solidarity and to appreciate this moment in a unique way, in a way that has a lot of depth to it, at least in the background. So sadhu is this word that comes from the original early Buddhist language, and it basically means well done, good job. So we will finish with chanting this word sadhu 3 times, and it's just like we are giving ourselves a pat on the back, and also that we recognize the skillfulness and the auspiciousness of the activity that we are doing. So we don't chant sadhu, we don't do a chant after we finish being on TikTok for 2 hours, 2 hours or something. We don't chant sadhu, but when we do something that is really wholesome, training the mind, being good, doing good, and feeling good as a result, we can kind of recognize that, give ourselves a pat on the back, and also to share and express that, to share that outwardly, not to just keep it for ourselves. All right, so you can follow along with me and chant along with me. You can bring your hands together, which is a expression of sincerity, all of us coming together. And you can just try to chant along with me, join in. Sadhu. And we can bow to each other and to our own practice. Okay, thank you all for joining. We will meet again at the same time tomorrow. So I hope to see you there. Okay?
Thank you, Bante. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bante.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Michael. Hope everything's going well. Take care.
I can't take myself off of mute, but
Yeah,
thank you.
I heard you. All right.